The title of the show is Chimney School of Sculpture. The whole show is built around a sculpture called Chimney. So what is a chimney? A chimney is about what happens at the bottom. Something is getting burned, and then something is getting out, like smoke that looks like clouds disappearing. But I'm actually interested also in this in the middle, this kind of vessel, this kind of straw, this kind of pipe. And I think when I look at the show now, I think it has this, in a way, an alchemistic approach towards sculpture. They are about themselves, but they are also about something that they didn't become, that didn't happen. They are all sculptures just on the edge of becoming figures. A figure means something that has an eye, has a nose, has an appearance, maybe can walk or at least stand still. So all of the sculptures in the Chimney School of Sculptures are just on the edge. And then they don't become creatures. It doesn't take that much to make something into a creature. If you take an apple and you make a hole, then people are going to say I. And you see this in all of the sculptures. They are just on the edge, some more than others. And I think that there are like 3 different types. There are the chimneys, which is about more the alchemistic idea, you could say about information that goes through something, that travels, just like a brain or a city. And then you have more kind of organic sculptures that are made in this called raku. But usually you see raku as a small pot. When you get a nice cup of Japanese tea and it has this broken glaze, then it's raku burned. And usually you don't do anything over this size. But we decided to do something in this size, more or less the size of a torso, which is just the most stupid idea you can do because it's so fragile. Because what you basically do is you put it into an extremely hot oven and you put it in, and after 10-15 minutes you take it out and it's red and it's like taking out a bomb or something like this, because the moment it touches something, the moment any water gets on it, it very easily just go poof. So you could say that it's kind of the rock and roll of ceramic because it's unpredictable, and I really enjoy it. I think it's such a pleasure. It's the second time I do it. First time I did it like more like rocks, more solid figures. These are more like architectural. You can move in, you can put your arm through them. But still, it has the same, it reached towards being a body, being a figure, but it never really happens. It's something unborn. Something is just about, it's not what happens at the bottom of the chimney, it's not the smoke that gets out, it's somewhere in the middle. Something moving towards something. And this is the figure. The figure is it's the most easy thing to do, but it's also the most difficult thing to do today. How to create a figure. How to do hands, arms, somebody standing, boy standing, woman lying down. All these very stupid things that people have done for 100 years. How to enter this without irony, without being regressive, without being romantic, without being vintage. How to get in there. And I think all of these sculptures, I try to burn as much information in the chimney to be able to reach towards a sculpture that I believe in, or a figure. It's actually about a figure. So when you enter the gallery, all the sculptures are standing very classically on lines. I think that they're like, as far as I remember, 4, 3, 4, standing all on plinths. I decided I wanted to display them very classical. They should just have the same premises. A plinth, a sculpture. A plinth, a sculpture. And then in the middle of the gallery, there's a gap. So you walk and you are wondering, why didn't the artist put another sculpture here? But there has to be this gap. And then there are all these sofas. The sofas, which are called opium beds, I make them like sculptures. I make them really like paintings. But they are actually sofas. They are not, I don't think of them as sculptures. I make them like sculptures, but I want people to put them into their houses as normal domestic objects. They should be beside other things, beside a table with books, a loudspeaker, a sculpture, a painting, and then there should be this sofa. It is made from inside art, but it is actually a sofa. It's not so comfortable to sit in, it's not very soft. When you sit down, you understand, okay, it's somewhere you sit here. You can lie down, but it's a bit hard. It's make you understand that you probably have to work a bit. So you have this kind of forest of sofas, and then you have the sculptures. If you have more energy in the show, you go upstairs. There, I built a corridor that is shaped like an L. That means you go into this dark corridor. And you can see the end is not. It doesn't stop, but you have to turn. You don't know what's around the corner. And there's a very simple idea there. There is, as far as I remember, 37 different versions of a blind. Blind is this that you pull down. Actually, I thought it was called a curtain. But a curtain is something you do like this and like this. In a way, this is also a nice movement. But this is more friendly. This is more kind of zero. So there are painted, there is drawings, woodcuts, all different versions of blinds, all in black and white, or very kind of gray tones. And there's just one question in this corridor. You don't know which side of the blind you are at. It could be you, or you could be on the other side. Also, blind refers to the eyes. Because when you close the eyes, of course you are inside the eyes. But there's also the other side of the dark eyes. So this is this very basic thing of, there is a price when you pull down a blind. You are not sure anymore. You want actually, the control, but you're not sure which side you are on then. I think it's something very simple. I think it's something everybody can understand, but that's usually the part the artist will misunderstand. I guess that's why we are talking.